think sharing my experience is gonna help people because I'm just a normal dude. You're gonna get certain things when you look at the games. When you look at Noah Olsen, when you look at Rich Froning, when you look at Matt Fraser, when you look at all those guys, you see anomaly, like these beasts of a human being. You have Chandler Smith, I mean, jeez. When you look at those guys, it's like, man, I'm never gonna be able to achieve that. But then you look at somebody who's gone from, 270 pounds, 350 pounds, 400 pounds, just people that have made the decision to change their life. And the more people see that normal people are doing this and it's not just anomalies, the better everybody's gonna be. So it's 21, 15, 9, toes to bar, power snatches, 95 pounds, 65 pounds. Directly into 9, 15, 21 on the assault bike, and then overhead squats at that same weight.
This is Nick.
All right, you guys come off the bike.
He's a coach at CrossFit Chesapeake. Like many coaches, it's not his only job.
Nice, Lily. So I work long hours on the weekends in my regular job, and that could be a 12-hour day, that could be a 15-hour day. And I do that so that I can have time off during the week to be a dad, to be a good husband, to coach. Slight bend of the knee, torso still upright, just gonna jump, shrug. Getting the results that I've gotten, making the changes that I've made, knowing that there's a lot of people out there that struggle with the same things that I struggled with, and being able to kind of help guide them along the path to feeling better and having a longer life, a healthier life, feeling better every day. That's what I want to do. If I can make a living doing that, I'll be a happy camper. Growing up playing baseball, my nickname was always Pudge. See, I was always kind of chubby. Husky is what my mom always called me. I hit high school and thinned out a little bit, but I was kind of skinny fat. Probably maintained about 175 to 190 throughout high school into like 21, 22, and then started putting on a lot of weight. And then I think by the time I was like 26, 27, somewhere around there is when I was, worked my way up to 270. It's real easy to gain that sort of weight in that time period. Would wake up and I'd be going to work and I would stop and get 2 McGriddles from McDonald's, and that's probably 600 calories of straight sugar and crap. And then I would eat Wendy's for lunch, then I would come home and eat a huge meal for dinner, and that stuff just adds up. Add that to not moving around besides work, not working out, and it's a recipe for disaster.
Nick's recipe was revised after a trip to California to visit his mentor, Frank.
He pointed out to me in a rough but loving way that I had put on some weight. And he was like, dude, you need to make some changes. Like, I want you to promise me that when you get back, you'll make some changes. But I think his concern was just the fact that I was, 5'9" and 270 pounds. Like, when you walk around looking like a meatball, that's not really healthy. I feel like he loves me enough that he didn't want to see me go down this destructive path that could eventually lead to death. I was pre-diabetic. I had high cholesterol and all the normal chronic disease type tick marks were all there, for sure. I saw Rich Froning win his last games as an individual, and just like this, that was kind of when I was introduced to it all. And seeing all of those guys and girls do what they could do was just absolutely incredible. I started CrossFit, started getting those results, lost a little bit of weight. I leaned out just a little bit. I started gaining some strength. You know, life happens, and you know, had some financial issues, so I kind of stopped CrossFit. That's where I gained the majority of my weight, and then got up to, you know, that 270, and then had my son.
Whoa!
I was crawling around with my son one day, and I was just super out of breath. And you know, he was like 10 months old at the time. And for my 10-month-old son to be able to crawl circles around me was just unacceptable. That was 4 years ago when I really started back and being super consistent. Went from 270 to, you know, I walk around like 190, 195 now. I could probably lean out a little bit more if I wanted to, but I'm happy generally from day to day. I feel 900 times better than I did then. You know, just achy all the time, getting out of bed, you know, knees creaking all the time, back hurting, muscle soreness, you know, for no reason. And then to be able to move well, to feel better, to be able to wake up not in pain, be able to squat all the way down, be able to open up my hips, be able to play around with my son. You know, he's a hoss, so you know, him jumping off the couch onto my back and not being in pain afterwards, you know, not pulling a muscle, you know, stuff like that that's kind of the stuff that CrossFit has done, and that's been kind of that journey.
Daddy, you're so cool.
I see them roughhousing and having a good time, and just the laughing and the giggling, like that always just, it warms my heart. Yeah.
This is Nick's wife, Whitney.
He wants to teach him, obviously, to be a little boy right now, he's 5, but to grow into that caring man. And I can see that in the values that he instills and wants to instill in him. One of the biggest things that I know we talked about when we started dating and talked about getting married was that he wants to be an example of how Malachi should treat a woman. Just that type of, I don't know, loving environment.
I want to be his favorite superhero. But ultimately, I want him to feel in his heart, you were always there, you always loved me, you always pushed me to be better. When I look at you, I know that you're doing the right thing and leading that by example, and that he's happy for me to be the man that I'm trying to be as his father.
You're gonna swing through like you're kipping, and then as you push back, you're gonna jump up and hit your chest to the bar. Big jump. So you gotta use your legs. Big jump. Yeah. Don't hit that hard. But that's a jumping chest to bar.
She's one of the best coaches I've ever had. She is incredibly empathetic as a person and as a coach. You know, it's yeah, I don't know. It's just, that's one of her strengths for sure. She can tell when people are having an issue. Somehow she has a way to make it click in their brain, and it fixes. I don't know. She's like a warlock of a coach.
Nice job, guys. Very nice, Liz. Good, Isaiah.
And it's still stuff that I still constantly battle with, you know, kind of that imposter syndrome, you know, and I still have to be real careful because it still is super easy to fall back into that. You know, you start to get depressed or something, and I want to eat, and I want milkshakes and, you know, donuts and, you know, that stuff, you know, and it's just a constant work, inside and out. And I mean, that's why I do CrossFit, because it's that character building that makes me more confident. You know, it's not being able to crawl around with my son to now I feel like I can do literally anything. Anything that would be practical for me to do, I feel like I could do.
All right, so easiest way, hang on to them. You're gonna put your feet right underneath of them, and you're gonna lean back. Just don't let go of the rings.
Okay.
Just lean back. I promise, don't let go of the rings. You'll be fine. Like, lean all the way back. Yep, and then pull forward. That's a ring row.
Oh.
That's it. That's all it is.
You don't want to bring your feet
Yep.
more forward though.
We eventually would love to own our own CrossFit gym and be able to provide the life-changing aspects that we've had to other people.
You know, the more that we can do, the better. So the future is we want to own an affiliate and bring coaches up through the ranks that want to make a career out of it and give them a place where they can make a career out of it. Help more people lose weight, help more people get healthy, help more people be competitive if they want to.
If we can all make those little changes and help other people make those changes, the world as a whole will just be better.
Here's to our friends, we won't go it alone. Here's to our past and the lessons we learned. Here's to our future. Life can be short, yes it's true, but don't